Okay, class, good morning. No, good morning and welcome to our math class. So my name is Bryan M. Isnani and I will be your teacher for this subject. And now, before we start our discussion or our class, no, mag-ampo sa ta para giyahan tas Ginoon para mas more nga ma sana matuhop ang lesson nga atong i-discuss karong adlaw na. Let's have our prayer. Okay, so I request everyone to close your eyes, bow your head. No? As we all say, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most loving, gracious Heavenly Father, O Lord, we thank you for the day. Salamat kayo, O Lord, sa panahon nga imong gihatag kanamo. Salamat sa O Lord sa mga bata nga kanunay nagatuon, nagapadayon sa pag-attend ng pag-school. Lord, ikaw mag-bless kanila. Ikaw sa mag-bless ka na po, Lord, as I deliver the lesson for today's discussions. All us pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, kumusta man mo? Kumusta? Kumusta inyong Christmas? Kumusta inyong New Year? How, nag-celebrate ba mo? Okay, no? So, yeah, kita kayo sa inyong naong lipay kayo mo. Kita kayo sa inyong naong Merry good day ang inyong Christmas. Class, welcome to math class. Now, para naat idea kung unsa ang atong topic karon, let's have first the motivation para dili kayo taduka, di ba? So, dapat kanang lingaw-lingaw sa ta para at least ba we are learning at the same time we must enjoy while learning kay kung ma-learn ra ta okay ra man noon pero mas nindot nang nalingaw ta at the same time naka-learn pag ta. Now, I want you no to meet a friend. Kinsa man akong friend? Let's welcome Mr. Emoji the O'Clock. So, guwapo kayo si Mr. Emoji, no? Guwapo kayo siya, yung smile, lami kayo. Murag inyong sudan pag Christmas, lami kayo, di ba, sa Charlotte. Lami kayo yung smile. So now, natay mga question, mga very easy question for you to understand pag yun kung unsa magyatong topic karon no para ma-excite pud mo ba. Okay. So first question, what can you say in its face? Anybody or anyone? Sakto na ay numbers ug naapoy hands, no? So now, second question, how many numbers do we have? So kung man ka numbers ang naa niya? Very good. So dong ihapon bi sa number 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. So, sakto mo class. There are 12 numbers. Now, how many hands are there? Pila man kakamot? Pila kakamot ang naa ni Mr. Emoji? Very good. Naa siya'y duha. So, naa siya'y short hand ug naapod siya'y long hand. So, siguro nakapangutana mo ano duha yang kamot. And we will know that along way sa atong discussion now. So, ang atong karong adlaw, it's all about telling time. Telling time. So, class, sa yun ra kay ninyo. Nga naman, previous lesson nato nag-discuss ta about numbers. Sa telling time, nag-involve po diri, nag-involve diri ang time. So dali ra kay ninyo masabtan. So very easy na kanina siya maski inyo pa ning piyungan. So now, para mas more nga ma-enlighten pag kita sa atong topic, let's watch a video para na may idea again, para na may idea siya ro maglisod pag mo ani class na natay motivation na related sa atong topic. At the same time, mag-watch pag yung video. Let's watch this.
Look over here, we've got an analog clock. It has hands that go round and do not stop. And look right here, we've got a digital clock with more numbers, and it can talk.
I am a clock.
These numbers here go from 1 to 12 and then they start all over at number 1 again. And these numbers go from 0 to 60. Don't understand? Well, just stay with me.
We can do it together.
If the big hand's on the 12, well then you'll know it's the hour exactly. Come try it, let's go. What time is it?
It's 1 o'clock.
What time is it?
It's 1 o'clock.
If the big hand's on the 3, well then you'll know a quarter hour has passed. Let's go, it's a quarter after 1.
It's 1:15.
It's a quarter after 1.
It's 1:15.
May pakadal ka sa mic.
If the big hand's on the 6, well then you'll know a half hour has passed. Let's go, it's 1:30.
It's 1:30.
It's 1:30.
It's 1:30.
If the big hand's on the 9, well then you'll know there's been 45 minutes and there's 15 to go. It's a quarter to 2.
It's 1:45.
It's a quarter to 2.
It's 1:45.
Look over here, we've got an analog clock. It has hands that go around and do not stop. And look right here, we've got a digital clock with more numbers and it can talk.
I am still a clock.
These numbers here go from 1 to 12 and then they start all over at number 1 again. And these numbers go from 0 to 60. That's how to tell time. Thanks for staying with me.
You did it. Well, we did it together. You and I. Teamwork.
Okay. No? Now, so based on the video, what are the two types? So, the video, what are the two types of clock, class? Very good. So, the first clock is what we call the analog clock, and the second one is what we call the digital clock. No, so, now, before mo sa analog and digital clock, first, let's define what is clock para kay bawta kung unsa nang clock. No, so, the first one, a clock is a device that tells people the time. So, mao na siya nagsulti, nagpahibaw sa mga tao nga, oh, alas 2 na, oh, alas 3 na, alas 6 na, oras na sa tingkaon, oh, 6 in the morning na, ligo na kay klase, di ba? So, a clock, again, is a device that tells people the time. At the same time, a clock has two types, no? Katong nasa video, the analog clock and digital clock. Now, let's dig deeper about the analog clock and the digital clock. So first, let's talk about the analog clock. What is analog clock? Analog clock is a circular phased clock with the numbers 1 to 12 around the outside and two hands, no, diba? So again, sa analog clock naka-indicate dito og 1 to 12 numbers. So mga to'y gasulti og unsa na orasa. At the same time, ang analog clock is naa siya duha ka kamot, ang short hand ug ang long hand. So a shorter one, it is to measure hours. So kung ang short hand is naka-point sa 1, so pasabutan na alauna or 1 o'clock. At the same time, a longer one, it is to measure the minutes. No, so along the way, again, may bawaan na nato kay naman tay mga example. So first example, analog clock. Kita may mo answer ani. Okay. Very good, sakto. So ang oras is 1:30. No? So as you can see, na ay 1 to 12 numbers inside the circle. At the same time, sa gawa sa circle, nakabantay mo class na ay 5, 10, 15, 20. Siguro nakapangutan na mo, unsa man na siya, sir? Unsa man ang nasa mga kanang nasa gawas kanang 5, 10, until 60. So class, to remind you, ang kanang 5, 10, mauna siya magsulti nato kung pila na ka minutes. So nakabantay mo, ang shorthand naka-point sa 1. So it is 1. At the same time, ang longer one, ang longer hand naka-point siya sa 6. So pila may equivalent minutes sa 6? 30. 30 minutes. No, so 1:30, 1 o'clock and 30 minutes class. So, naglibog pa mo? Sige, let's have one example. So, how about this? What time is it? 3:60. Sa'yo, class. So, naman, 3 o'clock. No, so, if ang longer hand gani class, naka-point siya sa 12, ang pasabot ana, ang minute ana is 0 gina siya automatically. No? Kung naka-point siya sa 12. Pero mga tanong mo, what if teacher, usa na lang kaliko teacher mo 12 na siya, I mean wala pa siya nakadto sa 12, kuwangan pa siya usa, then class, if that's the case, mahimo siya 3 o'clock and 59 minutes. So kabantay mo 55, no? Counta 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. So wa siya kaabot sa 12, so dili na siya matawag og 0 or exactly 3 o'clock. So that will be 3:59 ang oras. So that's for analog clock. Again, class, ang analog clock na siya numbers from 1 to 12 at the same time na siya duha ka kamot na ay long hand ug na apoy short hand. So that's for analog clock. Now, example, Dayan have a class today that will start at 8:30 in the morning. So sayo kayo ang klase ni Dayan, no? So she woke up 6 in the morning. So late siya. I mean, sayo kay siya ni mata, kay 6 man siya ni mata. No, but parehan ninyo class na uban. Dayan didn't take a bath quickly. No, so higda-higda pa siya, siguro naghawa pa siya ng mga hugaw sa face, nag-cellphone pa siya, nag-check siya sa mga updates sa mga iyang friends or kuan. So that is why she took her breakfast at 8:20. No, so assuming man na siya gligo but nag-breakfast man siya 8:20 class. So unsa kayo nauna ninyo, malate siya? Let's find out. So now, when she is on her way to school, she arrived at school at exactly 9 in the morning. So how many minutes is Dayan being late at school? Pila ka minutes? 45? Sayop. Sakto. Very good. She is 30 minutes late. So late siya. Kaya ngayang klase mag-start man og 8:30. But niabot siya sa school, 9 naman. No, diba? So, late siya og 30 minutes. Now, let's proceed to digital clock. What is digital clock? Digital clock is different from analog clock. No? So, if analog clock have two hands, then the short hand and the long hand, digital clock shows only numerical number. So class, take note. Sa digital clock, wala kay makita nga kamot. Numerical numbers. Unsa man numerical numbers? More on numbers siya. Yes, ang analog clock na siya number. At the same time, naman po siya kamot. But sa digital clock is wala man siya kamot. So that's the difference between analog clock and digital clock. No. So for example, nakita mo kamot. Yes, kita mo kamot, pero kamot man na sa tao. Ang atong kay pasabot diri nga kamot class is kanang sa orasan. So by basing the picture, tanaw mo sa orasan, na siya kamot wala. So that's the example of digital clock. Now, what time is it? Asa man oras? Exactly. It's 9 in the morning or in the evening. So, now, unsa naman ni oras? 7 a.m. So, class, inig morning gani, morning, ang morning mag-start siya og alauna sa kadlawon until alauna sa kadlawon until 12 noon mo na siya morning or 11:59 mo siya morning. Ini ka 12 noon na siya. Then ang PM mag-start na siya og alauna sa hapon hangtod 11:59 sa gabi. So that's the difference between AM or PM. In short, ang AM guys, ang AM students is morning siya, then ang PM is afternoon or evening. Kasabot ra mo class? Wa may mga questions? May mga questions? So if wala, sige ako'y mangutana. So now, what was the topic we discussed today? Unsa may atong topic karon? About unsa man? Sakto about telling time. So, what device that tells the time? Very good, no? So, a device that tells the time is what we call clock, no? Or yung sa Bisaya pa, orasan. So, ano siya. Now, what are the two types of clock? Ano man tong two types of clock? Excellent. Sakto. Analog clock and digital clock. So, those are the two types of clock. Now, who can differentiate or can you differentiate the two types of clock? Okay, class. So, the difference between the two types of clock, ang analog clock is na siya numbers, at the same time na siya two hands. Ang digital clock is more on numerical siya, more on numbers, wa siya kamot. So, ang para masayo ninyo class, ang analog na ikamot, ang digital is walay kamot. So that's the difference between two types of clock, analog clock and digital clock. Now, activities, group yourself into 4 groups. So, pila man mo kabuok? How many are you here? So 20, no? So taglima mo sa kada grupo now. And di ba nag-assign man ko ninyo nga magdamog cartolina, white cartolina, nag-bring ba? So very good. How about ang pendel pen? Very good. So now, ready gid mo na. So now, group yourself into 4 groups and use the materials that I assigned you to bring. Now, in your group, draw big analog clock and digital clock. Shows that this time that assigned to you. So group number 1, sa inyong analog clock is what dira 7:30 AM. Sa inyong digital clock 7 p.m. So that's for group 1. And for group 2, sa inyong analog clock, write down 3:30 AM. Kanya sa inyong digital clock 2 p.m. Now, sa group 3, medyo lisod-lisod ni sa group 3 kay natay noon, no? Pero kay bawo mo. So sa inyong analog clock, i-draw dito sa inyong analog clock 12 noon. No, so 12 noon. So sa inyong digital clock, suwat siya og 1 p.m. And for the last group, group 4, sa inyong analog clock, put it down 2:50 a.m. At the same time, sa inyong digital clock, 4 p.m. So, as much as possible, class, use 2 colors of pentel pen if naa, blue, black, or blue, red, or black, red, para ma-indicate nato, especially sa analog clock, ang shorter hand ug ang longer hand. But sa digital clock, you can use 1 color, pwede black, pwede blue, pwede red, but if ganahan mo designan, 2 colors, much appreciated. So, no more questions? Okay, so I will give you 10 minutes. No, 10 minutes. Sayon ra ka ni class, 10 minutes for you to do the activity. Well done, class. Well presented, no? Kanang makita gid ay nga nakasabot gid mo. So now, para mas more kahibaw kung if naka-learn ba gid mo, let's have our evaluation. So I prepared 5 questions for you to answer. Now, direction, choose the letter of the correct answer. So, sa inyong papel class, put it down 1 to 5. Don't forget to write your name, your section, and the date today. Kay pasman na ninyo nako. So, isuot lang ang letters only sa inyong papel para dili na kayo taas o dili na kayo kawat ng oras. So, question number 1. Type of clock that have 2 hands. So again, number 1, it is a type of clock that have 2 hands. Okay, number 2. If the long hand point at number 6, katong atong example, How many minutes are there? Again, if the long hand point at number 6, how many minutes are there? Okay, number 3, type of clock that shows time in numerical digits. Again, it is a type of clock that shows time in a numerical digits. And number 4, how many minutes are there sa sa 1 until 12 hours? Pila man ka minutes katong nasa example sa analog clock. Again, how many minutes are there? And for the last number, how many numbers are there in analog clock? So wala na nako giapil ang digital clock para dili mo maglibog. So how many numbers are there in analog? Okay, so pass your papers. Mr. President, can you collect it and give it to me? Kay murag wala na tay oras kay mohatag pa kog inyong assignment para again ato gining i-test kung nakasabot ba gyud, kung wala ba gyud tay gihilad na. So again, for your assignment, put it down, kuha mog notebook niya, take down notes. So wala bitaw tay assignment class. Joke, but it's a remind sa inyo ha, since estudyante pa man mo, no? Since we have finished our lesson, listen carefully. I won't assign any homework for your class. Dili na ko magatag og assignment. Kay basin na pa may assignment sa laing subject. So dili na kayo bugat sa inyong nga part. So, but no, again, I won't assign any homework for your class. But we should always keep in mind, class, how crucial it is to be able to read the time using both analog and digital clocks. So the ability to read a clock impacts our life at home. Take note, dili lang sa home, at school, at work, and in social settings. To tell time is one of the fundamental steps towards independence. It will help us with scheduling, task efficiency, budgeting time, and also prioritizing what to do first. So, telling time helps us to know if we are early or late in our class. So we should therefore make it a habit to arrive on time for class. Again, class, mas nindot nga ikay maghuwat kaysa ikay huwaton. Most especially if you are professional soon. Kaya nga naman, again, there's a famous quote about time, that time is gold. So if malate ka, wala ta kay baw, most especially kung mga apply na mong trabaho, if gihatag nga oras ninyo is 9, dapat na naka sa office, as much as possible by 8 o'clock, dapat nihawa na ka sa balay. And kung traffic man gani, pwede mo alas 7, mas nindot og sayo ka moabot sa imong destination para maka-prepare pa ka sa imong self if naa kay andam i-prepare. So that's all for our discussion class. No, hopefully you've learned something from my discussion. Very simple ra kayo nga discussion class. Very, very simple. Sayon ra kayo ni tun-an, sayon ra kayo ni katunan. But importante kaayo ni sa ato ang kinabuhi. Kaya ang time dili na mabalik. That's all for today. Let's call it a day. Thank you and goodbye, class.